simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there with the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Right now I think the issue is whether the economy can continue to grow, and I think the answer is yes.
The economy can't grow unless your banks are strong, and right now the banks are in deep trouble. Welcome to Phil's Gang. Now, I had my members short JP Morgan. We just started shorting it a little while ago. And the banks that we actually been shorting are been the small mid-cap banks. They're getting crushed. And KRE is the ETF for all those banks. We've done well with KRE. And these banks are just in deep trouble, but they're hiding that from us. You can't get growth if your banks aren't in good shape. And our banks right now are being subsidized. You can't get good growth. So anybody's telling you we're going to get good growth in this country in the next couple of years, it's lying. It's not going to happen. Banks are in trouble. You know, between 2008 and 2009, when the crash began, remember that Washington Mutual, $309 billion. That was the first one that went down. And remember, homeowners were walking away from their houses, handing the keys in, because the homes were upside down. We don't have that trouble right now. In fact, the banks would love to have people walk away from their mortgages because they're tied into mortgage at 30-year fixed-rate mortgage at 2.3, 2.4%, and they're losing their butts. They're losing a lot of money. And these, remember, they all got excited in 2020, part of COVID, give everybody a free mortgage just about 2.4%. And now the problem is the banks are losing money. Big time. And that's dangerous when your banks are losing money. The banks, remember, that's the foundation to your economy. That's the foundation, especially the backbone of our economy is small and startup businesses. And if you don't have banks to fund the small and startup businesses, you're screwed. You can't grow an economy without that. So as I said, you go back to 2008, 2009, the difference was those banks were going down is because people were walking away from their homes because the values were upside down. People didn't have any value, no equity. They owed more on their homes than they were worth. It's not now, they don't. Now when they got mortgaged at 2.3, 2.4%, nobody's walking away. And that's the problem. Banks are losing money on these mortgages big time. And I guess not from defaults. Not from defaults. So you take in 2021, banks wrote approximately 16,000 mortgages, $5 billion worth of mortgages, 16,000 or $5 billion worth. These were 30-year fixed-rate mortgages at 2.7%. That's a lot of mortgages. Now, the average loan in 2021 was at around $323,000. That was, again, 2.7%. Now, that $323,000, now that was a record high for home sales at that time. That was the median home, $323,000. That's a lot. Now, and they were making profits in 2021. So they'd have 16,000 homes, wrote $5 billion worth of mortgages, 2.7%, and banks were making about $2,000 per home profit. Well, that all stopped in 2022 as they kept raising rates. This has put us in a big mess. People don't talk about this enough. So from 16,000, it was cut down in half. We went down in half because mortgage rates went from 2.4% to 7.5%. So they went from 16,000 mortgages to only 8,000, right in half. 30-year fixed rate went from 2.7 to 7.5. So the loss per home is $330 per home. And that's on again on, that was about 16,000. We went from 16,000 to 8,000 homes. So we had a hell of a year in 2021, but it just set us up for failure. So these banks are in deep trouble. Banks don't have any reserves. You know, people think banks got a lot of money. They don't. Sometimes you go to a bank and you have to order money. Yeah, you have to sometimes order it. They don't have it in a vault. They have to order it. So there's no reserves. That's a major problem. So they've been having to cover the depositors' demand withdrawals because the government is saying to the depositors, why are you staying with the bank? Getting less than a quarter percent. Heck, we'll give you 5%. So you even got the government screwing their own banks. And then they subsidize the banks. It's amazing. Think about that. So the government tells the depositors, we'll pay you 5% for your money, loan it to us for 3 months, and the depositors leave the banks, which kills the economy. We can't grow the economy unless there's money in the banks to loan. I mean, so the government is causing the problem. How stupid. They're competing. They're competing against the free market. So it's killing our economy. So they don't have reserves, so that's why they set up the bank term funding program. So now these banks now run to the Fed, to their bank term funding window, and say, I need money. I got depositors who want to leave my bank. I don't have any money to give them. And they've been borrowing money 1 year. That's all they can do, 1 year. And all these loans, remember, they got to be paid at the end of 1 year. The bank program should have never been named Bank Term Funding Program. It should have been named Kick the Loan Down the Road Funding Program. Because what do you do at the end of a year? So at least one thing, we're not losing homeowners because they're not walking away from their homes. They're holding on because their mortgage is so low. And they're not defaulting. Now, that's good news. But the problem with the banks, on the other end, they're not making money. They're losing money every day. So you can't grow an economy when banks are losing money. And nobody wants to talk about this. It's ridiculous. So the economy It can't continue to grow. And our economy dropped, remember, from 6.5% to 2.3%. Our economic growth dropped. When Biden took office, 6.5%, it's 2.3%. In fact, the 2 previous quarters, we didn't grow at all. They stayed the same. Of course, they lied. The quarters retracted, but they didn't want to tell us that because the consumption, which contributes to economic growth, dropped by 80%. But they said to us, oh, don't worry, everything's fine. How can it be fine? And they told us the banks, they were even. Both quarters were the same, which was not true. Now, the biggest problem right now is the commercial loans. That's the real problem. How are you going to cover these commercial loans? And we got $1.4 trillion. These same banks are saddled with these commercial loans at $1.4 trillion, of which $350 billion right now is rolling over. What are they going to do with those? See, they're hiding all this from us. So that's why you got to learn how to sell short these stocks, and you'll be just fine. More on that when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals, you follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. Learn, invest, and make profits with philsgang.com and give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, remember now, on October 14th, noon to 3, we're having a webinar on shorting, how to short stocks. Now, it's not just shorting. Obviously, we're going to teach you how to buy a stock, but the emphasis is on shorting. You're going to need the short. You're not going to be safe anywhere. I mean, you know how they tell you, oh, don't worry, just get into Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Everybody has to have Pepsi and Coke or Johnson & Johnson. No, there's no place to hide. So we're going to show you, okay, and we're going to really emphasize shorting. If you never shorted in your life, you're going to learn how to short. We're going to make it easy, we're going to make it fun, and it'll be well worth it. Now, it's archived for 2 weeks, so you have it for 2 weeks. So it starts on October 14th, noon to 3, but if you can't make it, that's fine. So it's only $75. Just go to my Phil's Gang gift shop, and you can sign up for it. Now, we do limit it to 80. Now, we don't just say that, we do. And the reason, out of our experience over all the years, if we have more than 80, it's too hard to answer all the follow-up questions we have after the webinar. I mean, you get inundated with questions. So we keep 80 because then 4 of us can answer the amount of questions that are asked during the week. We get beyond that, we can't answer the questions. We can't get to everybody. So that's why we went down to 80. So do sign up. And it's going to be, I said, on the 14th. And it will fill. It will fill up. So, you know what really got me over the weekend is that the lying doesn't stop. They sent this guy out, Bernstein. He's one of the biggest liars in the White House. Listen to what he says. This is terrible. I mean, this guy is just a liar. If I can get it here for us. Hold on 1 second. There it is.
I mean, we have a solid economy. We still have strong consumers. We still have a very tight labor market. And that's driving growth rates that are estimated to be quite significant in the third quarter.
Strong consumer? Then if he's so strong, then why is he withdrawing his savings? The savings in this country dropped from $2.3 trillion to $750 billion. If he's so strong, why has there been more? We got a historic number of 401k hardship withdrawals. That doesn't indicate a strong consumer, for God's sakes. What's he talking about? Gasoline. Think about gasoline price just from 2009. It was $1.89. Today it's $3.59. If you go back to under Biden when he took office in January 2021, I think it was like $2.59, something like that. And now we're at $3.59. That's hurting people. We had the highest one-day increase of $3.64 on Tuesday, the 17th of September. Credit cards, we're in deep trouble. People are using their credit cards as a lifeline. And if you look at delinquencies, the TransUnion came out and said that they have a historic amount of delinquencies they never had before. And they had 20-year high in delinquencies. Equifax, on the other end, came out with auto loans, so they had a 31% increase in delinquencies. That's a 50-year high. Now, let's talk about our debt and deficit. He says things are good, we're growing the economy. No, we're not growing the economy. The economy was the same in the 2 quarters. Exactly the same. We didn't grow. They were flat. And our debt, the debt to how much we're growing, our debt to our growth is 122%. That's awful. We should be at 60. The guy's a liar. The deficits, they keep spending more money than taking in taxes. Deficit to GDP is 6%. We need to be at 3%. That's double. What's this guy talking about? This guy's just a liar.
We like the solid momentum we have. We like the fact that we're have wages, real wages rising, and
no, wages aren't rising. That's a lie. Wages aren't rising. Wages have dropped the most. Okay, wages have dropped 5%, and prices have gone up 19%. Since Biden took office up to September here, wages dropped 5%. Prices up 19%. What's he talking about? No wonder people are hitting their credit cards. They can't make it. They can't make it. So all you got to look at the 401k hardships. That'll tell you how things are doing. Just look at credit cards. That'll tell you how things are doing. Look at the, just check with, Equifax and TransUnion on credit cards and all. That'll tell you how the economy's doing. This guy's a liar. Unbelievable. 14 years ago, remember Washington Mutual, when belly up started the whole collapse. Homeowners are walking away from their homes because they didn't have any equities, upside down. That's not what's happening today. People are holding on to their homes because they got rates at 2.7%. Remember, in 2021, banks wrote 16,000 or $5 billion at 2.7%. And then in 2022, they dropped in half. Banks aren't making money. They're losing money on their loans. You can't make money when you have a loan out there at 2.4%, 2.5%, 2.7%. You can't make money on loans out there. Now the mortgage is a fixed rate mortgage, not 2.7. It's now 7.5. They're losing money. What's he talking? You can't get growth. You can't get. We're not getting economic growth. So the days of the banks for making a profit on mortgages are gone. They're losing money on every mortgage. And now the real problem for these banks is the problem they have with their commercial loans. That's the real mess. They got $1 trillion out there sitting there in loans, 1.4 trillion commercial loans. Now, most of these loans, unfortunately, are linked to office properties. That's the worst thing you could have as a bank, office properties, because they're all upside down. They're all empty. So all these commercial banks are going to go down the tube. You got to keep shorting them. That's what we've been doing. We'll talk about that when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
philsgang.com.
The feds have raised interest rates again, and AI is the topic of the day. No matter what the financial headlines are, be a successful investor with Phil's Gang at philsgang.com. Take advantage of the free 10-day trial for the Working Investor Program. Phil Grandy has put together the tools you need to understand the stock market, with full access to the Phil's Gang website and access to Phil's Pro 2 color-coded charting software. Know with confidence when to buy, sell, and short a stock. Members also have access to Coffee Talk. Every morning at 8:30 Eastern, Phil Grandy talks about what's happening on Wall Street that day. Want to be a better investor? Then take advantage of the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com. You'll find many more features and tools for the working investor. After the trial, it's just $59.95 a month for membership. Invest with the best. Phil's Gang at philsgang.com.
Phil Grandy here, Phil's Gang Radio Show. Tired of Wall Street's games? We've got the antidote. Learn the art of short selling. And then you're going to gain a top-notch stock market education with Phil's Gang and philsgang.com. We're so confident you'll love it because we're offering a 10-day free trial to our Working Investor Program. No gimmicks, just real strategies. Sign up to a Phil's Gang membership today and take control of your financial future. Visit www.philsgang.com now.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, Bernstein was telling us how the economy's growing. No, it's not. If the economy is growing, our productivity would be growing. You can't grow an economy without productivity, and our productivity is the worst in 75 years. Do you believe anything that comes out of that White House? Do you believe anything comes out of Congress? What are you, nuts? Manufacturing, we're at a 14-year low. 10 of the past 11 months, we've had a contraction. 23 factories are closing down each day. Oil is getting steeper. Oil prices. Why? Because the energy prices are going to continue to increase. Because the Saudis, the Prince, and Russians, they're partners now. And they want to cut production. Now, Russia is cutting production. They need money. They got to get the price of oil up to keep funding Russia to fight Ukraine. This would have never happened if Trump was there. Never would have happened. Anybody else except Biden. Because no one would allow that to happen. But remember, him and his son are involved in Ukraine. You know, they're getting kickbacks. So, you know, they're not looking out for our interests. And what does he say, Bernstein?
The president said yesterday, we cannot under any circumstances allow American support for Ukraine to be interrupted.
Really? Why? Why? So you get checks wired to the president's home in Delaware for $200,000 from the Ukraine president? Come on. Oil is going to get much worse. Now, oil is going to be volatile, okay? So when you join our gang, or again, you come to our webinar on the 14th, we're going to be showing you how to sell stock short, especially bank stocks. You got to learn how to sell these bank stocks short. These bank stocks are tumbling, and they're going to keep going down. You want to be on the short side of those. That's how you make money in this business, being on the short side. Now, as I said, he's sitting there and he's telling us how we need to be involved with Ukraine. No, we don't. No, we don't. And the small regional banks that we've been shorting, those banks are done with. They're gone. It's over for those banks. These regional banks are done. They killed them. They're done. So, our productivity's down. Our manufacturing's down. Oil. Did you see what they did with oil? Biden, here we go. We had Russia and Saudis cut oil production to move the prices up. Instead of increasing our oil production, Biden, he decides to cut it even more. He cancels Trump's 47 offshore leases. Cancel them. Vice President Harris, that dope, she comes out and we are committed to building clean energy. We're going to replace those oil leases with windmills offshore. What? Those windmills don't work unless they're subsidized. The only way windmills work if they're subsidized. Come on, wind and solar's never worked. You take the subsidies away, they don't make any money. I mean, this wind energy and all this windmills and all, it's all about controlling us, making that they're going to decide for us what we see. If they can control us in using oil and energy, Obama tried to control us in what health care we should use. See, the more they control us, the more we get towards a socialist society where they're the oligarchs. They're going to tell us what to do. But as far as the financial end of oil, come on. Are you kidding me? Wind and solar has been supported by the federal subsidies for more than 4 decades. $100 billion. $100 billion. And they continue to subsidize. If it wasn't for the subsidies, they'd be broke. If it was so good, if these windmills were so good, why did Germany get rid of them? And instead now, where all those windmill sites are, they're now digging for coal. Because they don't work. Look it up. It's not just coming from me. It doesn't work. Germany got rid of them because they weren't going to subsidize wind anymore. Crazy. So we got all these problems with these wind turbines. They're ugly, number one. It's one thing you don't want to come near your house. You want to see your house values go down quickly. You're 2 miles down the road and they put up a wind farm. You're screwed. Wind needs 10 times the materials to what conventional technologies need. That's number one. And this is not, as I say, it's not about clean energy, it's about politics. So all weekend, the government, we always hear about the government shutting down, right? Government shutting down. What? You know, of course they weren't going to shut down. They never do. They never do. One time they did was, I forgot what date it was, December of 2018, they shut down between December 22nd and January 20th, and our economy still grew at 2.2%. Oh, and by the way, you ever notice every time they tell us the economy's growing, they put up a number to show it's growing, and then they revise it down 8 times in a row. That's not a coincidence. That's financial engineering. They come out with these fictitious numbers to show how we're growing, and then 2 months later, they revise them downward. Nobody remembers it. 8 times in a row. So all weekend they're telling us how our economy's not going to grow. If we shut down, our economy's not going to grow. No, wait a minute. That's a lie. We grew 2.2% from December 22nd, 2018 to January 20, 2019. That's a lie. Are they nuts? They're focusing on the wrong thing. Stop focusing, if we shut down, the economy's not going to grow. That's what they're focusing on all weekend. That's not the crises. That's not the crises. The real crisis at hand is they're spending more money than the tax revenue we take in. Deficits. That's the crisis. We need to focus on our soaring debt. $1 trillion in 90 days. We went from 32 to 33 trillion. Let's focus on stopping the deficits. They got to stop spending more than our income. We don't even need a debt ceiling. We need responsible congressmen. If you had honest and responsible congressmen, but when you look at these congresspeople in there, oh my God, you have to take a shower every time you look at them. Oh my God, they're thieves, all of them. So they should have said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to drill, because Russia and the Saudis, they're cutting. We're not going to hurt the American people. We're going to drill. Oh, no. They want to do more windmills. Isn't that stupid? And again, the emphasis should be on getting rid of these congressmen. Let's get term limits. No one's should be in there at 90 years old, for God's sakes. Let's get term limits. But how reckless and irresponsible these deficits have been by both parties. Either party, they don't care about spending more money. It's not their money. It's not coming out of their pocket. Nothing coming out of their pocket. We got to focus on more business investment. They're not doing any business investment. So that's why you got to learn how to sell short. So give you an example. We've been selling short our let me get my banks here. Wells Fargo. We're doing it. Give me my banks. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, we've done great with Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo went down again today. We have our members in Wells Fargo. Told them again last week. Told them again this morning. Short Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo's going down. How did I know it was going to go down? My color-coded chart turned solid red. And look how it dropped today. Wells Fargo. I told them also to watch Goldman Sachs. That's going to go down. Watch J.P. Morgan. All these big banks, J.P. Morgan went down today. All these big banks are going to go down. These big banks are in big trouble. They're in big trouble, these banks. But you don't have to worry about the big banks. They're not going to go out of business. They're going to be subsidized. It's the small, little banks. It's those little regional banks. And I gave my members a bunch of those stocks to sell short. I'll go over those when we come back. Those did really, really well. You know, the other thing you got to start watching right now to short is the semiconductors like Intel and NVIDIA. And those are the ones you got to look to short. So join our gang, free for 10 days, learn how to short. At the same time, sign up for the webinar. Go.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, it's like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
Become an expert investor. Here's Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang Radio Show.
If you want financial freedom, then don't let Wall Street hold you back. Discover what they are hiding and how to thrive, even in a stock market crash. Unlock these secrets with a 10-day free trial to our Working Investor Program. Real strategies, no fluff. Take action right now. Come on, become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Just visit www.philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
The group with which I think we're most concerned is that $50 to $250 billion group. And there, I think, as I said, they're just caught in a squeeze. And it's a little hard to see how that group of banks survives in anything like present form over the next 10 years.
I was talking about the regional banks that we've been shorting. But isn't it interesting? While he's saying that, when your regional banks go down, your country's screwed, right? So, and then you get Bernstein from the White House who lies and says this.
Right now I think the issue is whether the economy can continue to grow, and I think the answer is yes.
I mean, we have a solid economy.
You don't have a solid economy when your banks are going broke. They're not even going to exist. We started shorting. That's why I hope you join our gang. I mean, for 10 days it's free, right? And check it out. And also, don't miss, okay, the webinar we have on the 14th from noon Eastern to 3 o'clock. Just go to my gift shop, philsgang.com gift shop. Limit to 80 people. That's it. And you're going to have a good day because you're going to learn how to finally get confidence in shorting, especially if you're a beginner. Okay, if you never shorted before, you got to learn how to short. This market's going to go way down. Okay, I mean, most people have no clue what's going on because you're being told lies every day. You have no clue what's going on. Take KRE. We started a short KRE. It was right around, I think it was right around $44, $45. And it turned red on our color-coded chart. So it tells us big institutions are pulling their money out. And today it's at $40. So that's about carry. That's 10%. But that's all your regional banks in one basket. That's an ETF. And it was set up beautifully. If you knew how to set up a short on your banks, look at the money you would have made. Now that's just the ETF on that. Now we did individual banks in that ETF. We shorted CMA, which was one of our best banks. And that one there we shorted, we're up about 16% in that one. And then we shorted FNB, all these regional banks. That was a beautiful short, FNB. We started to short that around, I think it was around 11.75, something like that. And today it's at 10.54. So again, that's 10%. So all these banks have been dropping an average of about 12%, we'll say. Okay, 10 to 50, so we say 12%. Why wouldn't you want to learn how to sell short? So join the gang tonight. It's free for 10 days. And at the same time, sign up for the webinar. Okay, limit it to 80. And it does fill up fast, especially now that, I'll tell you, I want to thank everybody for going to my YouTube channel and also Instagram. Instagram, the hits we've been getting have been incredible. 1 million hits, and one of them I did, 1 million. That was in about 6 days, 1 million in 6 days. And all our other hits on Instagram has been about, 25,000, 30,000, 350,000. So people are going to these. So we're getting a lot of people are now following us because we know how to short stocks. Okay, and we talk about shorting stocks all the time. It's the only safety you got. There's not, they're going to tell you to come on in and we'll take your portfolio and we're going to adjust it. Hey, where are they going to put you? Where are they going to put you? Coca-Cola? I mean, I love that crap. We'll get you in. We're going to take and put some in bonds. Bonds? You're getting killed in bonds. You're getting killed in bonds. The poor people in bonds are getting murdered. How many people have bonds? Most people, 60% of their portfolios, bonds, are getting slaughtered. They're getting slaughtered in bonds. You don't want to be in bonds, for God's sakes. All you have to do is just learn a technique, and it'd be great. Sign up tonight. You're going to have 10 days free on how to short, and then come to our webinar. Okay, it's only $75. It's October 14th. It's archived for 2 weeks, so you don't have to make it that day if you don't. And really put some time into shorting. What a difference it makes. Then you're not fearful. So a guy like Bernstein comes in and starts lying, you don't pay attention to him. Just pay attention to your chart. Follow the money. And we even built our own chart, patented our own chart where it's color-coded, where it tells you when the money's coming out, so the stock's going to go down. But all these banks we've been shorting. And then today I had them start shorting, and the builders we've been shorting. Nobody ever thought the builders were going to go down. So we shorted XHB, the ETF, and we shorted that, I think it was around, $83. It's down to $75 today. And that's about 9.5%. That's a nice short. So we shorted the builders. We shorted, that's the ETF. And we shorted, if all you did is short the builder ETF, and if you shorted KRE, the banks, small banks, okay, ETF, I mean, you'd have 10% return minimum in both those right now. You wouldn't be worrying about the market going up. People are just scared to short. So, again, listen to this here. This is unbelievable. These regional banks, it's over.
The group with which I think we're most concerned is that $50 to $250 billion group. And there, I think, as I said, they're just caught in a squeeze. And it's a little hard to see how that group of banks survives in anything like present form over the next 10 years. So to me, consolidation among those banks is a one clear option.
Okay, so as I said, we've been shorting these banks for some time now. He's just starting to talk about it. So if you went to short KRE, it's too late. That's how you lose money. Listen to these people, right? So some people are going to go and start shorting right now, the first time they heard it. When you could have been with us, when KRE was around, I think it was around $44, $45. And same thing with CMA. You could have been with us on CMA when CMA was around a high of 48, and today it's down to 40. So we caught all these banks, caught all these builders short, and they're all running between 10-15% returns on shorting. So I don't know why you don't learn to short. It doesn't make any sense to me. You're going to sit there and listen to these liars like Bernstein from the White House? They're not there to help you. So going back to the economy, look, the bankruptcies, our personal bankruptcies increased 68%. Small business bankruptcies are up 111%. Commercial bankruptcies are up 80%. This is crazy. They're trying to tell us we got a good economy. Our credit card debt is going through the roof. Auto loan debt is going through the roof. I mean, it's just, I don't know, people just aren't paying attention because they just listen to the people who want to, sell them a bunch of BS.
The U.S. is reaching its fiscal limit. Our ability to borrow is really limited by Janet Yellen losing all her best customers, right? She lost the Fed, who was her number one customer. Right. She lost the banking system that's now shedding treasuries to get ready for this coming storm in commercial real estate and multifamily in particular. And, of course, she lost foreign buyers as well, particularly Asian buyers. And so this is a little bit of a warning sign that the policymakers haven't really picked up on.
So, they're not picking up on much, are they? So listen to what I'm telling you. When you have debt, see, debt is a killer. Deficits are a killer. When the government keeps spending more money than take in, you're dead. You're dead. And they don't care about deficits. The government doesn't care. Because when we say government, the people who are in that government, when you look at those senators and you look at the people in Congress, the representatives, they don't care because they make money. They make money on deficits because it creates inflation. But you can't, anyone telling you this economy is going to grow when you got manufacturing for the last 10 of 11 months have been contracting, and we're losing 20 factories are closing a day around the country, and productivity is the lowest in 75 years. So that means you learn how to sell short. Learn how to sell short. And then one day we'll take all these stocks and we'll buy them back. Let me tell you, on the spiders, this market is going to break, and it's going to break fast, okay? When you listen to what I'm telling you. The spiders, 420. We're at 427. When the spiders hit that 420 and break through 420, watch this market break. It'll just collapse. It will collapse. And you're going to go down to, I'm telling you, you're going to go all the way back down to where you were in 2018. And I'll give you that number when we get back. All right? Okay, tomorrow we'll talk about, again, this crash that's coming, where I think this market's going to crash to, so you're prepared. And please sign up for the webinar for shorting, okay? October 14th.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.